What's up, everybody? This is NitroD here. It's Saturday now. I wanted to apologize for the previous blunt ending to the first part of my Trouble with the Law video. I had a few people show up that was unexpected. I had to let them in. So, anyways, we'll get to part 2 here briefly. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, I guess we'll just get right into it. So where did I leave off on the last one? I left off. Let's see, was it? So I was in the county jail for about 8.5 hours. It was pretty boring, I guess you can say. I was in they call it the men's lounge, so I wasn't put in a holding cell. I wasn't put into a cell. I was just in the lounge, the pre-booking, I guess you can call it. Had all my fingerprints taken, asked a whole bunch of questions. I was searched, my stuff was taken from me. All that was put into a bag and just put into the I don't know what it's really called, but anyways, yeah, around 8.5 hours I get called up. Like, alright, we're gonna let you go now. Which I don't understand why I was there for so long, honestly, since I did blow a .08. It sucked. The food was disgusting. I forget what there was. There was like bologna sandwich and apple and juice. It was nasty, very nasty.
Stick to the shadows.
But so when they finally called me up, like, all right, time to go. They gave me my release papers, and I didn't get my stuff until right before they actually let me out. So got that. Once I finally got the phone back, I turned it on immediately, and there was like 6 or 7 voicemails from my girlfriend at the time. Her friend called me. I had calls from my girlfriend's sister. I had calls from my brother. Just
yes, I got the care package.
So I checked all the voicemails, and then, I had no ride. I was about 15 minutes away from my car.
What? I shot this dude, man.
And
he, right there to your left, to the left.
Had no way of getting back to it, so, what did I do? Who's the closest person to where I'm at right now that
got a partner.
could
That
pick
guy
me
in the
up,
Helix
give
is
me a
there.
ride? So,
Poncho?
first thing that came to
Oh,
my
I got
mind was
that
my
was
girlfriend's
lag.
sister.
There's no way that guy hit me.
So I called her, and she agreed to come pick me up. She was not happy. I mean, she was worried. The fact that I wasn't responding to calls, messages, anything.
Praying and got him.
So anyways, about 15 minutes later, I'm at the Safeway waiting for her, pacing back and forth. So she finally comes,
Anybody
like,
know where they're spawning right
she sees me,
Dang,
picks
it
me
moved
up,
quick.
and then we start talking. Like, oh, what happened? I told her the whole story. She's like, that's stupid.
Not anymore.
Then she was
they're
driving.
both over by the hot dog stand. Alright, I got a SATCOM for you. Hold on. I got a SATCOM.
Driving me over to my car. Picked me up.
Alright.
Then I picked my car up.
Alright, I got
And drove to my
help me
friend's
out.
house that I was
doing a
watching.
Care package. Help me out. Come
I'm
back.
gonna mute this
Come back to
fucker.
statue. Okay.
So like I said, got in my car, drove back to the house, my friend's house that I was watching. Showered immediately because I felt disgusting. I was up for almost 2 days straight at this point. And then, my phone was still blowing up. Or her phone was still blowing up, my girlfriend's phone at the time. trying to get a hold of me, and I wasn't having it. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to explain the story to anyone. So I turned the phone off again. Hopped in the shower, relaxed for a little bit. At the time, I smoked cigarettes, so ready to go myself another pack of cigarettes, smoked a little bit, and just sat there dumbfounded at the whole situation that just happened. All over me modifying my car and just being stupid. So, I don't know, I finally called my girlfriend back, after relaxing for quite a bit. And, she started yelling at me, she was furious, asked what the hell's wrong with me, why'd I do that? And I was like, I was hanging out with your sister, and the party that she took us to got split up. I only went out because your sister, otherwise I wouldn't have gone out. Didn't want to stay in and be bored and slump around. But, I mean, we broke up after that. And it was just,
Man, y'all
I was
be
like, what the
tripping. Fight
fuck?
harder.
This isn't even my fault. And, we got back together, obviously. It was just a fight, an argument. Something stupid. So, after everything, I ended up going to court in December to figure out what my charges were going to be. Obviously, it was a wet and reckless. I was hoping that it would get dropped, because at the time I was trying to join the Army. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because of this, which I guess is okay. I don't know. Kind of disappointed in that. But I went to court, read a whole, I was like, 2-page, 3-page letter to the judge, explaining everything.
Friendly
And,
SATCOM up in the hazy.
What ended up happening eventually was, the terms of my wet and reckless, or my DUI was turned into a wet and reckless, which means I blew a .08, which means I have a DUI, admittedly knowing. However, it is not going to be
Enemy high,
on my
looking for
record
your
as
behind.
DUI, just a wet and reckless, which, who the hell's texting me this over?
Enemy SATCOM spotted. They
Which
say-
is like a slap on the wrist, I guess you can say. So I had to do, what was it, 3 years unsupervised probation, or maybe it was 2 years, I don't know, but not like I was going to get in trouble after that again anyways. So 2 to 3 years unsupervised probation, and then
Damn,
I had to
they
do,
won the game.
I had to go to AA meetings, or whatever, DUI classes. That was stupid, that's a whole nother story. It pissed me off. So, anyways, yeah, 2-3 years unsupervised probation, my DUI classes, and I had to pay a hefty amount. The classes alone were about $400, the DUI classes, and then just court fees and lawyer fees and all that was about $3,000. Ended up selling my car that I got in trouble with, which is unfortunate. I loved that car. That's okay. Man. Yeah, so just the whole thing was unfortunate. Actually cost me getting a few jobs throughout the last years, or like almost immediately after, which sucked. Now it's off my record. I believe it's been 7 years. Yeah, just tell everyone, don't drink and drive. If you're gonna drink, make sure you have a sober driver. Or if you're gonna have 1 or 2 drinks, wait at least 3 hours before you drive. It's really not worth it, especially with all the legalities of it, and what could actually happen. You can get into a lot of trouble. You can hurt someone. You can hurt yourself. Um, it's not fun. However, what I was gonna say about my
Hardcore team
classes.
deathmatch.
So initially, when I went to do my classes, I had to pay around $400, um, which I don't know why, but you were only allowed to pay on credit debit cards, which unfortunately I had lost mine when I lost my ID at the beach, which was crappy. Um, so I was gonna try and pay cash. Thankfully, I went with my dad, so he paid for it, and I just gave him the money. Um, and then after, I did about 3-4 classes already. I only had to do 6. Thankfully, I don't know if I could have done more. That class was horrendous. Um, but I did a few of the classes, and then I get a notification, or I get something in the mail, and also the director of the program let me know, like, hey, you didn't pay for the program, your payment was canceled or something like that. I was like, what are you talking about? I have a receipt and everything. She's like, yeah, but the credit card, it was reported as fraudulent or something like that. I was like, that doesn't make sense. So it was dropped from the program. You know, by me not being in that program or having a certificate of completion means I would go back to jail, because that was my terms. I would have my wet and my wet and reckless, my that probation and the classes, and I would be good. It was cool. Anyway, so talked to my dad. He doesn't know what's going on. He remembers paying for it. Talked to my mom. She was telling me that she didn't recognize the charge, so she filed a report at the bank, and they returned the money. I told her what happened. Like, I was dropped from the program that I was doing, and this is gonna affect me because I don't want to go back to jail just because of miscommunication between you and Dad. I mean, she apologized. I talked to my dad about it. He's like, yeah, I didn't tell her. I just used the card, whatever. I know you paid me. So. This is what we're gonna do, and I'll give you the money back. You can. I got my debit card back, or I got another debit card, so I was able to, start up the program again. Thankfully, so he gave me the money. I re-signed up for the class. I had to start over from the beginning, which was crappy. Doing that program twice was, oh man, it was. Don't. Yeah. Just don't. If you're gonna do it the first time, don't screw up and ditch out or anything like that. But yeah, so I completed it the second time right. I had a certificate of completion. I took to the court, everything like that. Then like 4 or 5 months later, I got another notification from the court this time. And they're like, well, you didn't complete your DUI classes, so we're gonna have to schedule you a court date. So I was like, this doesn't make any sense at all. I had my certificate of completion. I had everything that I turned into the court. So I went into court. I was like, listen, here's my certificate, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, they're supposed to, the DUI place was supposed to send us proof of completion. We don't know if this is fraudulent or whatnot. So they're like, oh, well, you just do it again, complete it again. So this is what I did. I had to fucking pay another $400 I had to waste another
Going
6
flat, no
Fridays of my
knife.
life to do this stupid class. You know, it was already horrendous the first time. It was ridiculous the second time. And doing it a third time, I just wanted to. Oh man, I didn't even want to go. So, anyways, yeah, that's my story. Haven't drinking and driven since. Like I said, it's not worth it. If you're thinking about doing it, don't. Um, the consequences are severe, or it's just not worth it at all. But yeah. So that's it for this story. I'm gonna be posting this a little bit later. When you see this, it'll probably be around 8-9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, May 7th. Um, the reason why I'm posting this now is because I'm gonna be going to visit my parents in the Bay Area for Mother's Day weekend. And yeah, so stay insane, my friends, and I will talk to y'all later with another video. I do have a video that I'm gonna be posting up. I still kind of have to record it, or record the end of it. It's my
Friendly SATCOM up in the hazy.
Twitter followers video. So
Way to wreck
that's
your
gonna be a
joint,
surprise video for you guys. But anyways, I'm out. Gotta get ready. Leaving here shortly, going to the gym, and then headed directly to the bay right after. Whew. So I may post a video later today. I'm gonna bring my laptop with me. Take video. I guess we're going to a restaurant called Benihana's, which is I've been there many times. Pretty good. You know, we're going out tonight to some fancy restaurant, which I'm sure they won't let me record at all. But yeah, so try to compile a little video for you later, and tomorrow I'll definitely have one. I have we're gonna play Monopoly tomorrow and just have some fun. But yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Like I said, stay insane and deuces.